Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about all of the books that I'm going to be reading in the month of February. So this TBR video is not going to be very fun to film because this is currently my TBR in piles behind me that I can't even really see what's under there. But I thought it would still be fun to try and put together a TBR for February. It's the shortest month of the year. It's also my birthday month. I am an Aquarius. My birthday is on the 6th of February. If you want to wish me a happy birthday, feel free to do so. I appreciate gifts in subscribing to my channel, liking all my videos, being in general really nice to me. But anyway, I'll still be doing a lot of reading this month despite all of the other things that are going to be going on and birthday festivities. I also, specifically this month, wanted to do a vlog around Valentine's Day where I'm going to be reading some romance books. So I already have an idea of some of the things I'm going to be reading this month, but for the rest, I have no idea. So I thought we could do it together. I usually like to do these videos where I tell you the books that I had on my TBR last month that I didn't manage to read that I'm bringing forward to this month, and also I pick up some random books from my TBR jar. I am thinking of redoing my whole TBR jar and having it as prompts instead of actually books because a few of you suggested it and I think it's a good idea also because it'll give me a little bit more wiggle room in like what I'm picking up and adding to the TBR. So that might be a fun idea to like redo my whole TBR jar. But for this month, it's still going to be books, but I'm not going to be picking too many because I already have a few books that are on this TBR. So before we jump and look into the TBR jar and do some random picking, let me tell you the books that I already are going to be having on my TBR that were from last month that I didn't manage to read that I'm going to be reading this month. So there's 3 books that I didn't get to. Let me grab them from my TBR shelf. Okay, so the 3 books that I didn't get to last month that I had on my TBR are Guards by Terry Pratchett, which is a Discworld book that I think I just wasn't that much in the mood for this month to read. My book club book that I was supposed to read, but no one else has started this either, so I'm not in any danger of being behind. And it is Outlined by Rachel Cusk. So that one I kind of like intentionally left it for this month because I won't be meeting up with my book club for a while. And then the last one is Green Teeth that I do really want to read before this one comes out on, I think, the 25th of February. So excited to read this one. It's been blurbed by T. Kingfisher, which I really love, and I'm just excited for this one in general. All 3 of these are going back on the TBR for this month. And then, as I've already kind of hinted / announced, I'm going to be doing a vlog all about reading all of Abby Jimenez's books, or not all of their books. I'm going to be doing the 3 books in the Part of Your World trilogy. I've never read from this author before, but I've been really recommended their romance books, and I've been having a terrible time with romances lately. If you've seen any of my previous wrap-ups for the last couple of months, anything I'm picking up, I'm really not enjoying. So I'm hoping that Abby Jimenez will fix this for me. And I'm going to be starting off with Part of Your World, then reading Yours Truly, and then reading Just for the Summer. And I do have the physical book for the first in the trilogy in this pile behind me that I now have to go and dig through and find. So let's do that. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That was actually sitting basically on the top. So this is another one that is going to be added to the stack for this month. And I'm undecided whether I want to buy the physical books for the other 2 as well. I think I'll wait to see how much I like this one because I don't want to buy a whole trilogy and then like they all be a 3-star read for me, if you know what I mean. So I'll read this one physically and then I'll get the other 2 on my Kindle, but I might buy them depending on how it goes with this one. But tell me if you like this author's books because I'll be really interested to know. So we already have, that's like 3 for that vlog, and then I've got 3 from last month. That's already 6 that we have on the TBR. Other than that, I have a couple of books that I'm already currently reading. Number 1 is this book, Nocturnes by Kazuo Ishiguro. Part of my challenge for my reading this year is to read all of this author's backlist, and this is one of the last ones that I need to read. This is actually a series of short stories, and they're all reflecting on music and the night sky, I think it said, but they're supposed to be like gentle and kind of like weird and haunting, like a lot of his other writing as well. So I've never read his short stories before. I'm kind of intrigued to see what I think. I don't think this is going to be my favourite of their books at all, but I'm still interested to see what I think of this one as well. So this is currently, I'm literally only on the first short story for this one, but that is also going on the stack, meaning we have how many books now on this stack? We have 7 books on the TBR without even picking from the TBR jar. I also have another book that I'm currently in the middle of as well, so let me go and grab that. It's by my bed. Okay, and that book is Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. Honestly, how long have I been reading this book for? It feels like forever. I'm about halfway through, or not even actually, not even halfway through. Something about this has been like not that engaging for me, despite being like a very plot focused kind of like action orientated book. Something about it I'm not loving. I'm still gonna finish it. I'm gonna work it out to the end. Like parts of it are intriguing to me. It's like very like kind of heisty, like set in a world where kind of magic is like about coding, kind of. It's like it starts off being explained as like bending reality of objects, but then a lot of like when you get into the story is kind of like imagining doing lines of code and like adjusting lines of code for like bending the reality of objects, that kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting. I'm taking a long time to read it because I'm not that engaged though, but I will finish it. So that is a whole chunk of books, and we haven't even got to the TBR jar yet. But let's do it because I'm nervous. I'm always nervous about this because it always ends up being the TBR jar picks being the ones that I don't read in the month. But I'm trying to change that. Although last month there was only 2, I think, that I didn't read for the TBR jar. I always lose track of what I'm doing. But let me write this all out on my Notion as well. I keep everything on Notion, so to keep me on track. But let's just grab the jar because I'm already nervous now. I just want to get this bit over with so I know what I'm reading. Oh, okay. Okay, here it is. Usually I try and do one of each colour. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that this month. Let's just pick. Let's just see what's going to happen. Let's pick this green one here. I don't know even what I don't want. I don't really want a non-fiction, even though I'm supposed to be reading more non-fiction. Do I have any non-fiction on my current list? No. Oh god, I should probably do a non-fiction then, shouldn't I? But I don't want to. Okay. I didn't want this one, but that's okay. It's The Island of Dr. Moreau, which is a H.G. Wells book. I have read H.G. Wells before. War of the Worlds. I think that's him. And I didn't like it. But you know what? This is good. I'll just give it a go. If I don't like it, I can give it away. I have to at some point face these books that I don't want to read. Oh, I don't want to read it. I really don't want to read it. But we'll see. Maybe I'll be in the mood for it after like reading a lot of romance this month. Like maybe this will be like what I'm looking for. And like last time I was so disparaging against The Godfather, which I got in a TBR jar pick. I ended up reading it. Really enjoyed it. So maybe this will be good. Oh, okay. I think let's pick another one because I'm not happy with having that one. But actually, let's get it first. Let's get it from this pile of books. Okay, so here it is. Honestly, it's like such an ugly book as well. I really don't like these covers, and they've got stickers all over them and that I can't get off. So we'll give it a go. It's not actually that long. What am I being so dramatic about? Oh my god, it's pretty short. It's like under 200 pages. Oh, I should just read it. What am I being so dramatic about? I could read that in an afternoon, probably. And it might be fun. Has anyone read it? What do you think? Am I being dramatic? It's going on the stack either way. That's the rule of the TBR jar. It has to go on. Let's pull another one, but I'm going to avoid that colour. I'm going to do a pink. I'll do this pink one here. Okay, what is it? Oh, I think I already gave this one away. I already tried to read this and then I DNF'd. I literally just had like my brain was just buffering then for a while because I just could not remember what this book was. Profit by Sin Blanche and Helen MacDonald. I already tried to read this and I think I've given it away, or it's in my like giveaway pile down there. I didn't really love it. I think maybe I was going to go back to it. Realistically, I probably won't, or at least not now. It's like in my giveaway pile, so I'm going to get rid of that one. And we will do another one, but I think I will do another pink. Maybe I'll just do this one on top. Okay, come on. What do I want? I don't know, something easy. My brain just feels fried, you know? Oh, I've already read it. It's Clytemnestra, and I really love this one. I just filmed my wrap-up video where I talked about this book, and I really, really liked it. So that one would have been a fun one, but we've already done it. Okay, we're running out of pinks. No, we're not. I'll just pick another pink. Pinks have done me well so far. I get so nervous. But this is good. It pushes me. It pushes the boat out. Okay, ready? Okay, Winter Keep. I should read this anyway because I need to finish this series. And I had this on my TBR a couple of months ago and then took it off because I wasn't giving enough attention to it. So I'm actually pretty happy to put this one back on. I'm okay with this. Let me try and find it. It was also sitting right on top. So this is the fourth book in the Graceling series saga that I've had mixed opinions on, but in general really enjoyed my read of. Like, it's been up and down, but each of them have been interesting in their own way. Even when I haven't like loved the book, I've still like quite enjoyed the process of reading it, if that makes any sense. So this one, I have no idea what it's about, and like there's often like a time skip or like a location skip within this series, so I actually don't know who we're following in this story. But basically this is it's a young adult series, and it's set in a world where people are born with graces, and that can mean like you are super strong, or you are a really good cook, or you're like a gymnast, or it can be that you can never lie. There's like a million different things that graces can be. So I wonder what characters we're going to be following in this story. And let's see how long it is. It feels like it's long. Oh, it is pretty long. It's like over 500 pages. I'm just not doing that well with like long fantasy series lately. I don't know why, but normally I like eat them up and like read them really, really fast, but I've just not been doing that lately. Don't know. Maybe I'm in more of like a lit fic mood. I've been quite enjoying literary fiction lately. So that's been really nice, and I'm hopefully going to be enjoying some romance this month. I might leave the TBR jar there because, well, that's only 2. Should I pick one more? I don't know. I know that if I like asked you guys in a poll, you'd say just pick more because it's more fun, but I get scared. But then what's the consequences, you know? Like, so what if I don't read it? Although I do feel like I let you down when I don't my whole TBR, which is very dumb because I don't think anyone cares except for me. Okay, I've just been noting down my TBR for the video to see if I should pick again from the TBR jar or not. And basically I think I can do one more. And I kind of hope that I'm going to get a non-fiction or something because I need to be reading more non-fiction and I'm just not picking them up, so this will kind of force me to pick up a non-fiction. And I think the non-fiction is a green colour, so I'm going to go for a green. Let's shake it up. I'm going to shake it up and I'm going to go for a green colour because I think that's the highest chance of having a non-fiction, and I'm just going to pick the one that's right on the top. It is Absence by Ali Lewis, which is, I believe, a poetry collection. So that is a non-fiction. That counts as non-fiction. It's not a novel, so it does count, so it did work. So let me grab this book. Okay, this is the collection, Absence by Ali Lewis. I'm also pleased because it's so short. It's 50 pages roughly. Or yeah, it's about 60 pages, so that won't be too hard. And I can read this slowly throughout the month, just reading a couple of poems, you know. I wonder what the poems are about. It's a book about nothing, or nothing, losses, vacuums, and gaps. It's all about emptiness, so that's kind of fun. I've never read poems about emptiness before. I'm trying to be a poetry girly. We shall see. Let's add that to the stack, and let me show you the stack that we've currently got for this video. Obviously, a few of them are going to be Kindle books that aren't in the stack, but I'm pretty pleased with this. Imagine also a lot more romance here. This is going to be a stack. So we have Green Teeth, Guards, Outline by Rachel Cusk, Part of Your World that I'm going to read the whole series of, Nocturnes that I'm already reading, Foundry Side that I'm already reading, Island of Dr. Moreau, Winterkeep, and Absence. And I've just remembered that I obviously have to add the book club book that we're doing for the Reading Around the World book club. If you did not know, I host a book club where we choose a different country and a different book every single month, and we read them and discuss it on the Fable app. And it's very, very fun. It's a great way to diversify your reading. Last month we did Kenya, and that was a great book. I really, really enjoyed it. And this month we are reading from Austria, and we are reading Chess Story. And I do already own this book, so let me grab it. Of course it was right at the bottom of that pile, but this is the book that we're reading for February, which is nice because it's a nice short one for a short little month. It is Stefan Zerwig's Chess. I've heard amazing things about this one, so you can join the book club at any time. It's free, and there's always a link in my description as well, so come and join us for reading this book. It's going to be great. I think this one will be easy to find in your library as well, so maybe check it out now and then you can join us for the book club. And then the final thing that I actually need to do in this TBR is add 2 more books because I need to choose a couple from my 25 in 25 priority list. I need to be reading basically 2 books a month from that list to be able to finish them all. So let's go and have a look at my list for my my 25 books to read in 2025 and pick some. I did actually manage to read 2 last month. I read The Overstory and I read Tom Lake by Anne Patchett. This month, what shall I be choosing? I already know. It's right at the top of the list, and my friend Alice will never forgive me if I don't pick it up. So the first one that I'm going to be adding is Biography of X. So let me find it. Of course, that one was also right at the bottom of the stack. But we have Biography of X by Catherine Lacey. I have read a book by Catherine Lacey before. I read Pew, and I really enjoyed it. It was a very strange story, and even now I couldn't really even tell you what it was about, but it was very gripping. So this one is, I think, about a woman whose partner has just died, and her partner is like a musician and a writer and like an artist, and so she sets about to try and write a memoir about her life, I believe. Yeah, the biography of her life. So this is the biography of X, the woman who had died. I've heard it's very strange. I've heard that it's kind of like nothing else, and I'm really excited to read it and see what I think. Alice's recommendations never miss as well, so I think this will just be a really interesting and fun read for February. And then the other one that I already know that I'm going to be reading from the 25 priority list is I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. Really excited about this one. Also, when I did my TBR video, a couple of you said that this should be like next up on my list to read. So that's made me even more excited. And this is a recommendation from my mum, who read it recently and just loved it, and then like pushed it into my hands. So I'm going to be reading this one. I think this is about a girl, and she's living with her stepmother and her dad and her sister. And I have no other information about it at all. I don't really want to know. I don't like reading blurbs if I can avoid it. So I'm sorry if I'm not describing this very well, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this one. So I'm very excited to read it. So I'm adding these 2 to the stack, meaning we have a very long TBR at this point. I'll actually just show you to recap. We have 2 books for book club. We have Outline for my friend book club and Chess Story. Then we have a few from last month that I'm currently reading and then I didn't get to. For the Valentine's video, we have Part of Your World and number 2 and number 3. I can't remember what the titles are. And then we have Winterkeep and Island of Tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to put in Absence by the poetry collection in there as well. And then we have 25 and 25, where we have Biography of X and I Capture the Castle. So I'm pretty sure that is enough to keep me very, very busy in the month of February. Please let me know what's on your TBR for February. Are you going to be reading romance books because it's the month of love? Or are you going to be reading my favourite books because it's my birthday? And if you want to know what my favourite books are, I recently did a vlog where I was rereading all my favourite books. And I also obviously mentioned them in my wrap-up video that I have recently uploaded as well. So you can go and check that out. Pick one of those and read one of them as a birthday gift for me. That'll be very, very fun. And a nice way to celebrate my birthday by reading one of my favourite books. But that is going to be all from me today. Thank you so much for spending time with me and sitting down for this chaotic, as usual, TBR making, building this TBR. I always really like doing this every month. It's a nice time just to sit down and like look at all my books and really think about what I want to read, even though it ends up being a list that is far, far too long. And I always deviate from it anyway, but I still like having a list there to be able to deviate from it, if you get what I mean. So tell me something that you are planning to read or that you're currently reading, or anything you're recommending to me as well. I love getting recommendations from all of you. And that is all from me today. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye!